Everybody talks about the weather, but no one does anything about it. Mark Twain. Wanna bet? Guy Newman. This is an open letter to all the shipping companies in the world. Sir, I will come right to the point. This is about the health of planet Earth, our life support system. If I understand correctly, the climate problem can be boiled down to two things. The ocean is too hot and too acidic. More than 90% of the warming that happened on Earth in the past 50 years occurred in the ocean. NOAA, that's NOAA, NOAA studies by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change predict an increase in mean global ocean temperatures of 1.8 to 7.2 degrees by the year 2100. Times have found us. Thomas Paine. In other words, the engine that drives the weather on planet Earth is the ocean, and it's running hot. When driving your car, the temp gauge hits the red line, you either pull over and let it cool off, or you keep going till it gets even worse. There are 53,000 ships at sea 24/7, many of them huge. That's a lot of ships. Sorry, I couldn't resist that one. This is my idea. Go into the galley, using a 5-gallon bucket, make a big chunk of ice laced with baking soda, thaw slightly, take it outside, dump the ice overboard, keep the bucket, repeat at least one time a day. This, done on just 20,000 ships, means 16,400,000 gallons of ice in a drink by the end of the first year. A very conservative estimate. It can only get better. The reason for our problem is our demand for ever more energy. It is only right that we use at least some of it to create a solution. It takes a surprisingly small amount of cold water to cool off a lot of hot water. The best part of the Ice in the Drink project is can't hurt, might help, don't cost much. In fact, it's free. Impossible just means it's that much cooler when you pull it off. Likely, right now, someone is saying, "That's stupid." Ideally, someone else is saying, "Got a better idea?" Wouldn't it be great if that little exchange was repeated 1,000 times a day all over the world? If nothing else, it's a good vehicle to galvanize our attention. Everything we humans ever did began the same way. An idea, thought. Humanity is going to require a substantially new way of thinking if it is to survive. Albert Einstein. What you think about, you bring about. Whatever your goal, the more often, prolonged, and detailed your thoughts, the more often you will find opportunities and resources lying right at your feet. The trick is to recognize and make good use of them. It is okay to enjoy the process. It's so much easier that way. When you meet with success, don't forget to be grateful. It'll make you happier, causing everything to be easier. That, in a nutshell, is the whole formula. Idea, opportunity, resources, action. Now comes the hard part, getting started. It has been said that it doesn't matter what you believe, just that you believe. I believe, likewise, it doesn't matter where you start, just that you get started. Inaction almost always results in disaster and decay. Even though someone has tried solving a problem once or twice and failed, the issue is not necessarily dead. Charles Marshall. Do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you may have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. Napoleon Hill. 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than the ones you did do. Mark Twain. Disappointing yourself is one thing. Disappointing others is quite another. If our grandchildren inherit a world with crazy dangerous weather and who knows what other problems, maybe scarce water, realize we saw it coming, they are certain to ask, "What did you do about it?" I, for one, do not intend to offer no answer. Suppose future scientists were to say it would have worked and we didn't even try. Public service commercial. Scene. 2 guys on the beach. First guy, drink is too hot. Second guy, put ice in it. First guy looks out to sea with a light bulb over his head. What do you think, too dry? I like it. Tenacity. I once did the genealogy thing, discovered I have a coat of arms, embossed on a shield, hanging above 2 crossed swords, on a stonework wall. Picture a lioness in full attack mode, mane whipping about wildly, claws slashing, fangs bared. In a near background, weird-looking gnu or something looks on with a question mark over his head. After looking at the picture for a while, you realize that the lioness is tearing the holy hell out of a pine tree. Family motto, just keep trying till you run out of mistakes. We all know about Edison and his light bulb. How would history have unfolded if he gave up after just 50 or 60 tries? I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 that won't work. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Thomas Edison. Pragmatism. If this don't work, try that. If that don't work, try the other. If the other don't work, try something else. In my, albeit, limited view, there are 4 kinds of people. Climate deniers, people who ignore the whole thing, people who just don't care, people who think there's nothing we can do. I say there's always something we can do. Paint your roof white. Turn off the lights when you leave the room. Turn off the water heater when you leave the house. Or just be nice to someone. That could show the best results of all. Here's an oldie but a goodie. Plant trees. Ethiopia planted 1 million. Fun fact, mangrove trees are the best CO2 eaters in the world. National Geographic, year 2020, special Everest issue. The Indians are actually building glaciers, low-tech and cheap. Pretty cool, don't you think? Please notice what I just did. I put forth ideas. My aim is for everyone, that's all of us, to do just that. At this point in time, it is critical that we focus on the 2 most important words ever spoken. Healthy Earth. Healthy Earth. What if all humans were to speak with one voice these 2 words, Healthy Earth? There is absolutely no doubt we can do this. It's easy. We already have. All we need to do is keep going and watch the improvements happen all by themselves, like magic. The very first long-distance phone call. Alexander Graham Bell to Mr. Watson. "Mr. Watson, come quick, I need you." Granted, it was only about 20 feet. Mr. Watson didn't bother to answer, he just come a-running. Flash forward to August 1969. Neil Armstrong to everyone on Earth. "Tranquility Base here, the Eagle has landed." And later, 1 small step for man, 1 giant leap for mankind. Our reply, hooray! This time it was 230,000 miles, but still the reply was never heard. Nor could it be said that every single one of us even made that reply. Neither of these first 2 steps could be called perfect. They never are. But they do keep improving. The point is, we can, we must all speak with one voice these most important words, Healthy Earth. It is not rocket science. It is commitment. Jane Alexander. As far as I can see, our greatest resource is us, the most adaptable and inventive tenants of planet Earth ever. We got us into this, we can get us out of this. Human mind is said to have immense untapped potential. Millions, dare I say billions, thinking the same thing at the same time. Perhaps the grandest of grand experiments. Please remember, ice in the drink, healthy earth.